Magandang buhay mga bata! Tara, samahan ninyo akong matuto kasama si
Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Thank you! Matatag Curriculum, Mathematics Grade 4, Quarter 2, Lesson 6. Our topic for today is about conversion of time measures from smaller to larger units and vice versa. This is Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Let's start! Learning competencies and objectives. Number 1, convert time measures from smaller to larger units and vice versa. A. Seconds to minutes. B. Minutes to hours. C. Hours to days. D. Days to weeks. E. Weeks to months. And months to years. Content. Number 1, conversion of time measures from smaller to larger units and vice versa. Number 2, word problems on conversion of time measures. Number 3, elapsed time in hours and in minutes. And number 4, word problems involving elapsed time in hours and in minutes. Let us have first a short review. Using a physical analog clock, ask the pupils to identify the displayed time. Next, provide distinct times and let the pupils represent them using an analog clock. Answer the following questions. Number 1, how many hours are there in one whole day? The answer, there are 24 hours in one whole day. Number 2, how many hours does it take for an analog clock to complete one cycle? The answer, it takes 12 hours for an analog clock to complete one cycle. Number 3, how many cycles should an analog clock undergo to complete one whole day? The answer, an analog clock needs 2 cycles to make a whole day. The hour hands of a clock with a 12-hour cycle must complete 2 cycles for one whole day. The acronyms AM and PM are used to indicate these cycles. Sometimes, double N for noon and MN for midnight are also utilized to avoid confusion. Remember, 12 noon represents 12 o'clock PM, while 12 midnight represents 12 a.m. The 23-hour clock, often called military time, shows the time from 0000 hours or midnight to 23:59 or 11:59 p.m. Here are some key points. Midnight is written as 0000 hours or 00:00. From 1 a.m. to 12 p.m., the time is the same as on a 12-hour clock. After 12 p.m., you add 12 to the hour. For example, 15:22 is 3:25 p.m. since 15 minus 12 is equal to 3. 1800 hour is 6 o'clock p.m. Ask the pupils to accomplish the Saturday routine table to identify how they usually spend their Saturdays. Use the table below. Volunteers from the class will be called to share their outputs. This is an example of my Saturday routine. First column, what is the usual Saturday routine after waking up in the morning? You need to specify the activities. For example, on the first row, wash my face, gurgle, and organize my bed. Second column, what time do you do this activity? You need to be specific in writing the time. Example on the arrow 1, 7 o'clock a.m. Here are the guide questions. First, what activities in the routine table are your top 3 most favorite and why? Second, what activity is your least priority and why? Third, what part of your Saturday routine takes the longest time or shortest time? Share your answers to your classmates. Understanding the concept of time is essential for young children. From the moment we wake up to when we sleep at night, we tend to be conscious of the time. We usually estimate how long we can finish an activity, what time we need to leave the house to avoid getting late, and so on. While still young, learning how to manage your time well and spending it wisely is important. As the saying goes, time is gold. It would be best if you have a balanced time to play, watch TV, study, and help in household chores. Proper time management allows you to spend unforgettable moments with your family and friends. Unlocking content area vocabulary. Let's answer. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. There are 24 hours in 1 day. There are 7 days in 1 week. There are 4 weeks in 1 month. There are 12 months in 1 year. Remember, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 1 day is equal to 24 hours. 1 week is equal to 7 days. 1 month is equal to 4 weeks. 1 year is equal to 12 months. One week is equal to 7 days. 1 month is equal to 4 weeks. 1 year is equal to 12 months. Therefore, 2 minutes is equal to 120 seconds. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And 3 weeks is equal to 21 days. Second, minute, day, week, and month are terms used to express the durations or length of time in doing something. Instead of saying, I was able to answer the activity for 2 minutes only, you can also say, I was able to answer the activity for 120 seconds only. Both are telling us the same length of time in doing the activity. Hence, 2 minutes is equal to 120 seconds. Instead of saying, I spent 1 hour studying my lesson in math, you can also say, I spent 60 minutes studying my lesson in math. Both are telling us the same length of time spent in studying the lesson. Hence, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Instead of saying, I stayed with my grandparents for 3 weeks, you can also say, I stayed with my grandparents for 21 days. Both are telling us the same length of time spent with the grandparents. Hence, 3 weeks is equal to 21 days. This means that time conversion can be utilized to express the duration or length using various units. This can either be a smaller unit to a larger unit or vice versa. Thus, different time units may refer to the same period. Subtopic number 1. Conversion of time measures from smaller to larger units and vice versa. In determining how much time an activity takes, choosing a reasonable unit of measurement is essential. For instance, when one wants to figure out how long a grade 4 pupil can read one paragraph, the unit seconds may be used. Minutes can be a good choice for a short story with just few pages. But if one is referring to reading a book with 50 pages with many paragraphs on each page, it makes more sense to use hours. However, different units of measure can be used in expressing the length of time an activity takes place. Hence, the lesson about conversion. Let us use the same examples given a while back. Minutes, 120 seconds. Weeks, 21 days. Worked example. The teacher will ask the following questions and will write pupils' responses on the board until the steps or rules for converting larger units to smaller units have been established. Example number 1. 2 minutes is equal to blank seconds. How many seconds are there in 1 minute? The answer, 60 seconds. Therefore, how many seconds are there in 2 minutes? The answer, 120 seconds. How did you get the correct answer? 2 times 60 seconds is equal to 120 seconds. The rule: to convert minutes to seconds, multiply the number of minutes larger unit by 60. Example number 2. 3 weeks is equal to blank days. How many days are there in 1 week? The answer, 7 days. Therefore, how many days are there in 3 weeks? The answer, 21 days. How did you get the correct answer? 3 times 7 days is equal to 21 days. The rule to convert weeks to days, multiply the number of weeks or larger unit by 7. Example number 3. 12 hours is equal to blank minutes. Solution: since there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, 12 times 60 minutes is equal to 720 minutes. The rule to convert hours to minutes, multiply the number of hours by 60. Example number 4. 13 days is equal to blank hours. Solution: since there are 24 hours in 1 day, 13 times 24 is equal to 312 hours. The rule to convert days to hours, multiply the number of days by 24. Example number 5. 3 months is equal to blank weeks. Solution: since there are around 4 weeks in 1 month, 3 times 4 weeks is equal to 12 months. The rule to convert months to weeks, multiply the number of months by 4. Example number 6. 20 years is equal to blank months. Solution: since there are 12 months in 1 year, 20 times 12 is equal to 240 months. The rule to convert years to months, multiply the number of years by 12. What have you noticed regarding the given values and their respective units, as well as the missing values with their corresponding units? The given values correspond to the larger units, whereas the missing values correspond to the smaller units. So what operation is used in converting larger units to smaller units? The answer is multiplication. Multi-step conversion. There are times when unit conversion involves multiple steps. In this case, this process can be utilized. Example solution. First step, convert 6 days to hours. 6 times 24 hours is equal to 144 hours. Second step, convert 144 hours to minutes. 155 times 60 minutes is equal to 8,640 minutes. The answer is 6 days is equal to 8,640 minutes. Worked example. how to convert smaller units to larger units then? Let us find out using these examples. Let us first use the previous example. Example number 1. How many weeks are there in 21 days? How many days are there in 1 week? The answer, 7 days. Therefore, how many weeks are there in 21 days? The answer is 3 weeks. How did you get the correct answer? That's 21 divided by 7 is equal to 3. The rule to convert days to weeks, divide the number of days or smaller unit by 7. Example number 2. How many minutes are there in 240 seconds? How many seconds are there in 1 minute? The answer is 60 seconds. Therefore, how many minutes are there in 240 seconds? The answer is 4 minutes. How did you get the correct answer? 240 divided by 60 is equal to 4. The rule to convert seconds to minutes, divide the number of seconds or the smaller units by 60. Multi-step conversion. How to convert smaller units to larger units then? Let us find out using these examples. Let us first use the previous example. Example solution, convert 6 days to hours. 6 times 24 hours is equal to 144 hours. Second step, convert 144 hours to minutes. 144 times 60 is equal to 8,640 minutes. The answer, 6 days is equal to 8,640 minutes. For examples 4 to 7, the teacher will use the same questioning technique to arrive at the correct answer and draw out from the pupils the rest of the rules in converting small units to larger units. Number 4, 300 minutes is equal to 5 hours. Number 5, 48 hours is equal to 2 days. Number 6, 12 weeks is equal to 3 months. And number 7, 132 months is equal to 11 years. The rules? First, to convert minutes to hours, divide the number of minutes by 60. Second, to convert hours to days, divide the number of hours by 24. Third, to convert weeks to months, divide the number of weeks by 4. And fourth, to convert months to years, divide the number of months by 12. What have you noticed regarding the given values and their respective units, as well as the missing values with their corresponding units? The given values correspond to the smaller units, whereas the missing values correspond to the larger units. And what operation is used in converting smaller units to larger units? The answer is division. Multi-step conversion. There are times when unit conversion involves multiple steps. In this case, this process can be utilized. Example, convert 10,080 minutes to weeks. So how many weeks are there in 10,080 minutes? Here's the example solution. First step, convert 10,080 minutes to hours. 10,080 minutes divided by 60 is equal to 168 hours. Second step, convert 168 hours to days. 168 hours divided by 24 is equal to 7 days. Third step, convert 7 days to weeks. 7 days divided by 7 is equal to 1 week. The answer, 10,080 minutes is equal to 1 week. Lesson activity. Convert the following larger units to smaller units. Number 1, 98 days is equal to 14 weeks. Number 2, 480 minutes is equal to 8 hours. Number 3, 156 months is equal to 13 years. Number 4, 1,860 seconds is equal to 31 minutes. Number 5, 1,320 hours is equal to 55 days. Second part, convert the following smaller units to larger units. Number 1, 5 months is equal to 20 weeks. Number 2, 23 minutes is equal to 1,380 seconds. Number 3, 22 days is equal to 528 hours. Number 4, 52 weeks is equal to 364 days. And number 5, 38 years is equal to 456 months. Part 3. Let us answer the given problems which involve multi-step conversions. Number 1, 1,512 hours is equal to 9 weeks. Number 2, 2 weeks is equal to 20,160 minutes. Number 3, 17,280 minutes is equal to 12 days. Number 4, 8 days is equal to 691,200 seconds. And number 5, 2 years is equal to 730 days. Subtopic number 2, word problems on conversion of time measures. Time conversion is a necessary skill with real-world applications such as scheduling activities, accomplishing a task, and spending quality time with loved ones. Days in a year. In most cases, we say a year has 365 days. This is true for what we call a non-leap year. However, in some places, you'll see it written as 365 and 1/4 days. That's because it actually takes the Earth a little over 365 days. That's about 365.25 days to orbit the Sun completely. Every 4 years, that extra 1/4 day adds up to one whole day, which is why we have a leap year with 366 days every 4 years. Weeks in a month. When we say there are 4 weeks in a month, it's just an estimate. Here's why. 4 weeks is equal to 4 times 7 days. That is equal to 28 days. But most months have 30 or 31 days, which means 4 weeks doesn't cover the entire month. Days in a year. If we use the 4 weeks is equal to 1 month idea for our calculations, we get about 52 weeks in a year. 4 weeks times 12 months is equal to 48 weeks plus extra days. But it's important to remember that this is an estimate and every month is a little different. By understanding these details, we get a clearer picture of time conversions and know when to use estimates versus exact numbers. Let us try this problem. Theodore visited his grandparents' house for a 9-week vacation. How many days was he on vacation? Let us answer the processing questions. Number 1, what is asked in the problem? The answer, the problem is asking for the number of days Theodore spent on a 9-week vacation. Number 2, what are the important details to remember? The answer, Theodore's vacation lasted 9 weeks. 1 week is equal to 7 days, which is the conversion rate needed. Number 3, what does the conversion entail? Larger to smaller units or vice versa? The answer, the conversion goes from larger units or weeks to smaller units or days. Let's see the solution. 9 weeks is equal to blank days. 9 times 7 is equal to 63 days. Therefore, Theodore spent 63 days in his grandparents' house. Worked example. Read and analyze these word problems. Show necessary solutions. Number 1, based on a 2019 study, a human lives up to 73 years. How many months does an average person live? Solution, 73 times 12 months is equal to 876 months. Number 2, Paul can finish solving 15 complex math problems for 3,600 seconds. How many hours can he finish for solving 15 complex math problems? Solution, convert 3,600 seconds to minutes. That is 3,600 minutes divided by 60 is equal to 60 minutes. Convert 60 minutes to hours. 60 minutes divided by 60 is equal to 1 hour. Therefore, the answer is 1 hour. Number 3, Rafa can run 2 kilometers in 20 minutes. Theon can run the same distance in 1,140 seconds. Who runs faster? Here's the option 1. Convert unit of time to seconds. Rafa, 2 kilometers in 20 minutes. That is, 20 times 60 seconds is equal to 1,200 seconds. While Theon, 2 kilometers in 1,140 seconds. And 1,200 is greater than 1,140. Therefore, Theon ran faster than Rafa. For option 2, convert unit of time to minutes. Rafa, 2 kilometers in 20 minutes. Theon, 2 kilometers in 1,140 seconds. And 1,140 divided by 60 is equal to 19 minutes. 20 is greater than 19. Therefore, Theon runs faster than Rafa. For our additional activity, this is optional. The teacher will post the following questions. Number 1, when is your birthday? Number 2, what is the date today? Number 3, how old are you today? Express your exact age in different units such as years, months, days, and hours. Lesson activity. The teacher will ask the pupils to answer the word problem with their partners using think, pair, and share. Number 1, Sebastian ran the oval area last Sunday for 10,800 seconds. How many hours did he run? Solution. Sebastian ran for 10,800 seconds. How many hours did he run? 10,800 divided by 3,600 is equal to 3 hours. The answer, 3 hours. Number 2, every day from Monday to Sunday, Theon spends 1 hour studying his lessons in math. If he spends a total of 8,400 minutes studying his lessons in math, how many weeks is that? Here's the solution. Theon studies 1 hour daily, totaling 8,400 minutes. How many weeks is that? Solution. 7 times 60 is equal to 420 minutes per week. That is 8,400 divided by 420 is equal to 20 weeks. The answer is 20 weeks. Number 3, the grade 4 pupils spend 5 hours per week in their math subject. How many minutes do they have in their math lessons in 7 weeks? The solution, grade 4 pupils spend 5 hours per week in math. How many minutes in 7 weeks? Here's the solution. 5 times 7 is equal to 35 hours. 5 times 7 is equal to 35 hours. 35 times 60 is equal to 2,100 minutes. The answer is 2,100 minutes. Subtopic number 3, elapsed time in hours and minutes. Instructions: share the time you left your home and the time you arrived at school. Volunteers will provide their answers, which will be recorded in the table below. So let's see the table. Name in the first column, time you left your home in the second column, and time you reached the school in the third column, and the duration on the last column. First, Anne, 6:30 a.m. and 7:50 a.m. The duration is 45 minutes. Second is Kim, 6:05 a.m., 7:01 a.m., and the duration is 56 minutes. Third is Gloria, 6:54 a.m. to 7:19 a.m. That is 25 minutes. Fourth is June, 5:50 a.m., 6:48 a.m., and the duration is 58 minutes. And the last is Kenneth, 6:17 a.m., 7:28 a.m., and the duration is 71 minutes. To get the duration, we must compute the total amount of time passed from the time you left home to the time you reached the school. Let us try this. Anne, 6:30 to 7 o'clock. That is 30 minutes. 7 o'clock to 7:15. That is 15 minutes. So 30 minutes plus 15 minutes, the total is 45 minutes. Next is Kim, 6:05 to 7 o'clock. That is 55 minutes. 7 o'clock to 7:15. That is 15 minutes. 55 minutes plus 15 minutes is equals to 70 minutes or 1 hour and 10 minutes. So what do you call the amount of time it takes an activity from start to finish? The answer is elapsed time. Worked example. The table shows the record of top 4 students who participated in a swimming competition. Who do you think was the champion? Show the elapsed time of each contestant. Here's the table. Let's see the contestant number 1, 9:58 a.m. to 10 a.m. That is 2 minutes. 10 o'clock a.m. to 10:28 a.m. That is 28 minutes. So 2 minutes plus 28 minutes, the answer is 30 minutes. Contestant number 2, 9:45 a.m. to 10 a.m. That is 15 minutes. 10 o'clock a.m. to 10:20 a.m. That is 20 minutes. 15 minutes plus 20 minutes, that is 35 minutes. Contestant number 3, 9:50 a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m. That is 10 minutes. 10 a.m. to 10:12 a.m. That is 12 minutes. So 12 minutes plus 10 minutes is equal to 22 minutes. Contestant number 4, 9:40 a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m. That is 20 minutes. 10 o'clock a.m. to 10:15 a.m. That is 15 minutes. 20 minutes plus 15 minutes is equal to 35 minutes. Lesson activity. Share the time you left your home and the time you arrived at school. Volunteers will provide their answers, which will be recorded in the table below. Complete the given table. Number 1, from 6:52 p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m., the elapsed time is 1 hour and 8 minutes. Number 2, 11:12 a.m. to 1:29 p.m., the elapsed time is 2 hours and 17 minutes. Number 3, 3:08 p.m. to 4:05 p.m., the elapsed time is 57 minutes. Number 4, 4 o'clock p.m. to 9:45 p.m. with the elapsed time of 5 hours and 45 minutes. And number 5, 8:41 p.m. to 9:27 a.m. The elapsed time is 46 minutes. Solutions for 4 and 5. Number 4, 4 o'clock p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. That is 5 hours. 9 p.m. to 9:45 p.m. That is 45 minutes with a total of 5 hours and 45 minutes. Number 5, 9 o'clock a.m. to 9:27 a.m. is 27 minutes. 46 minutes minus 27 minutes is equal to 17 minutes. 60 minutes minus 17 minutes is equal to 41 minutes. Add 41 minutes to 8 o'clock a.m. Therefore, the answer is 8:41 a.m. For our subtopic number 4, word problems involving elapsed time in hours and in minutes. Let's read the problem. Kim is still in school. Her last class is until 3:30 p.m. However, her school service vehicle will only fetch pupils including her at the exit gate until 4:10 p.m. While waiting, her classmates ask for help to borrow math books from the library and go to the canteen to buy snacks. Can Kim make it back to the school gate before 4:10 p.m.? Why do you think so? If you were Kim, what would you do? Share your answer to your classmate. So in this word problem, Kim has her last class ending at 3:30 p.m. but the school service will only pick her up at 4:10 p.m. This gives her 40 minutes of free time. So here are the key details. Kim's class ends at 3:30 p.m. The school service arrives at 4:10 p.m. Kim's classmate wants her help with 2 tasks. A. Going to the library to borrow math books. And B. Going to the canteen to buy snacks. So the question is whether Kim can complete this task and still make it to the gate by 4:10 p.m. Share your answer to your classmates. Worked example. Rafael started writing his English essay at 6:43 p.m. He finished it at 8:25 p.m. How long did he spend in writing his essay? Here's the solution. 6:43 p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. that is 17 minutes. 7 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. that is 60 minutes or 1 hour. 8 o'clock p.m. to 8:25 p.m. that is 25 minutes. The answer, 102 minutes or 1 hour and 42 minutes. So, Rafael spent 102 minutes or 1 hour and 42 minutes writing his essay. Let us solve the following problem. Kelvin left his house at 2:35 p.m. and went to the church to attend the Mass. He reached the church at precisely 3:22 p.m. How long did he travel from his house to the church? Here's the solution. 2:35 p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. that is 25 minutes. From 3 o'clock p.m. to 3:22 p.m. that is 22 minutes. So the answer is 25 minutes plus 22 minutes is equal to 47 minutes. Number 2, mother started cooking sinigang for lunch at 10:20 a.m. It took her 1 hour and 18 minutes to finish the whole process. What time did she finish? Here's the solution. From 10:20 a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m., that is 40 minutes. From 11 a.m. to 11:38 a.m., that is 38 minutes. So the answer is total of 78 minutes or 1 hour and 18 minutes. Let's have another lesson activity. Answer the following. Show necessary solutions. Number 1, Paul arrived at a bookstore at 5:35 p.m. Traveling from his school to the bookstore took him 1 hour and 12 minutes. What time did he leave his school? Solution, from 5:35 p.m. to 4:35 p.m., that is for 1 hour. From 4:35 p.m. to 4:23 p.m., that is for 12 minutes. So, the answer is 4:23 p.m. Number 2, Sebastian wakes up at 5:45 in the morning. He washes his face and takes his breakfast for 35 minutes, brushes his teeth for 5 minutes, and plays with his younger brother for 1 hour. After playing his younger brother, he watches his favorite cartoon show. What time does he start watching his favorite cartoon show? Solution, from 5:45 a.m. to 6:20 a.m., that is for 35 minutes. From 6:20 a.m. to 6:25 a.m., that is for 5 minutes. From 6:25 a.m. to 7:25 a.m., that is for 1 hour. Therefore, the answer is 7:25 a.m. For our learners' takeaways, the teacher will guide the pupils in completing this table. Key ideas and concepts, what I've learned from the discussion, concepts that are somewhat confusing, and concepts I totally don't understand. Reflection on learning. The pupils will complete the statement. I realized that learning about time conversion and elapsed time can be fascinating and essential because, here's the example answer, it helps me manage my daily schedule better, plan activities efficiently, and ensures that I am always on time for important events. Let's now go on with our formative assessment. Convert the following. A. Larger to smaller units. Number 1, 20 weeks is equal to 140 days. Number 2, 8 minutes is equal to 480 seconds. Number 3, 17 years is equal to 204 months. Number 4, 5 days is equal to 432,000 seconds. And number 5, 2 months is equal to 8 weeks. B. Smaller to larger units. Number 1, 5,220 seconds is equal to 87 minutes. Number 2, 672 months is equal to 56 years. Number 3, 4,200 hours is equal to 175 days. Number 4, 1,095 days is equal to 3 years. And number 5, 36,000 minutes is equal to 25 days. Let's complete the table. Number 1, from 6:33 p.m. to 7:43 p.m., the elapsed time is 70 minutes or 1 hour and 10 minutes. Number 2, 9:01 a.m. to 11:18 a.m., the elapsed time is 2 hours and 17 minutes or 137 minutes. Number 3, 5:47 a.m. to 6:31 a.m., the elapsed time is 44 minutes. Number 4, from 12:37 p.m. to 2:45 p.m., the elapsed time is 2 hours and 8 minutes. Number 5, 1:41 p.m. to 2:40 p.m., and the elapsed time is 59 minutes. Part 3, solve the following word problems. Show necessary solutions. Number 1, it takes 2,100 seconds for Calvin to get home. How many minutes does it take him to get home? Solution: Calvin's travel time conversion, 2,100 seconds to minutes. That is 2,100 seconds divided by 60 seconds per minute. That is equal to 35 minutes. The answer is 35 minutes. Number 2, Jenny's dog is 7 years old. What is the dog's age in months? Jenny's dog age in months, 7 years to months. 7 years times 12 months per year, that is 84 months. Therefore, the answer is 84 months. Number 3, Matthew took 1 hour and 18 minutes to memorize a 2-paragraph poem. He finished learning it by 7:30 p.m. What time did he start? Solution: Matthew's poem memorization time. Finished at 7:30 p.m. took 1 hour and 18 minutes. From 7:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., that is 1 hour. From 6:30 p.m. to 6:12 p.m., that is for 18 minutes. The answer is 6:12 p.m. Number 4, Yumi's family drove from Angeles City to Makati City in 2 hours and 28 minutes. How many seconds did they drive? Solution: Yumi's family travel time conversion, 2 hours and 28 minutes to seconds. 2 hours times 60 minutes is equal to 120 minutes. 120 minutes plus 28 minutes is equal to 148 minutes. 148 minutes times 60 seconds per minute is equal to 8,880 seconds. So the answer is 8,880 seconds. Number 5, Chanel and her sister played at 9:25 in the morning. They played for 2 hours and 50 minutes. What time did they finish playing? Solution: Chanel and her sister's playtime started at 9:25 a.m., played for 2 hours and 50 minutes. From 9:25 to 11:25 a.m., that is for 2 hours. From 11:25 a.m. to 12:15 p.m., that is for 50 minutes. Therefore, the answer is 12:15 p.m. And that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in.